Violet, you're still running.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not my go, is it? Or is
It
it my
is
go
now your
again?
turn. Yeah.
I,
So,
I mean, yeah, pretty
so
much.
pretty
I
much what
guess.
happens is you three get up the stairs and you hear an almighty series of explosions. 3 of them. Everything shakes. And you hear the sound of collapsing masonry and things falling and general explosion consequences. You're at the top of the stairs. After the shaking stops, everything goes very, very quiet. You realise at this point that the soldier is most likely very dead that you left down there.
Rip.
I'm going to put you out of initiative order for now.
Yay.
So, you're at the top of the stairs now. You still have the item. You don't know what's happened down there. What are you all going to do?
Probably keep going out the house, I'd imagine.
Develop the
Is
film.
there a it's a trap door or a cellar door or whatever?
It's just a door at the
I
top
thought it
of
was
the
just a
stairs.
door at the bottom of the stairs, yeah.
Just a door.
All right, let's just stick a heavy table in front of the door, because even though that won't stop our bloopy friend, the other cultists have to get out of here, and as far as we know, this is the only way out. As far as we know, so we might as well, at the very least, we'll cause them to starve to death or be anguished.
I'm so game for that. Can we just start pouring shit in front of the door?
You don't have much to pour, really, do you?
We got the dining room table. Let's move that in front of the door.
Yeah, just stick a table and some chairs. We can wedge it in a way that they can't open the
so
door.
you're basically going to
I have
start.
the boat, yeah.
You're basically going to start barricading.
Yeah, just quickly, not like an inordinate
How
quantity
long
of time,
are we
but just
taking doing this? Give me a rough estimate on time.
shouldn't take more than 3 minutes to drag a table over there,
3
stick it in the
minutes.
way, wedge
Okay.
some chairs.
So
just like
basically, what you're all doing, the 3 of you, is you're quickly grabbing stuff, going, oh, quick, moving things.
Yep.
As you, Daniel and Schmidt are moving what you think used to be a quite nice, like 2-piece sofa at one point. Listen checks. You're in
Okay.
the room leading to the stairs.
68.
68. Nope. A Violet, listen check.
let's do it. 35.
35. What is
What
your
did you
listen
roll for me?
typically? 35.
My
Roll for me, Kiko?
my lesson my lesson's 34.
Schmidt,
Yeah.
a humming's back. It's at the
The
top.
humming's back.
It's beneath you.
Oh god, I think it's tunneling through the earth. We have to get out of here. We have to get out of this house right now. I tell
Okay.
say everybody.
Okay.
Let's
I'm
play
taking
it.
your word on that.
I can feel it.
Legging it proceeds at great speed.
This allows you to dodge out of the way, you two, as the thing literally bursts out from the floor. At least you think the thing bursts out of the floor, because you can't see anything anymore, but there is a giant hole that has literally been dug straight up.
Did it dig into the ceiling as well, or
You
is the
think
ceiling
what it's...
okay?
At a quick guess, you think it might have just took the path, the shortest route towards you, which was through the ground.
Okay, but like I said, the ceiling is okay though, which means it's in the room. It didn't go
It's
further.
in the room.
Okay.
It's probably right next to you. It's right next to all of you. You're right
Roll
next to
for
it.
initiative.
No, I already have the initiative.
Yeah, I
I
know.
will remove
All right.
people that are not involved, which are these people.
I mean, it's not like it can grab you. We all just run away as quickly as possible.
Yeah. How are we set
The
up in
only
the room?
question
Can
is-
everyone just run towards the nearest exit?
The only thing I will say before you make any actions is you know it's in the room. You know it's very near to you, probably right next to you. You don't know where right next to you it is. There
Well,
is a
here's my
danger
question, though.
There is a danger you could run through it.
Here's my question though. So it popped out of the ground, right? Which
It-
obviously must have thrown up like a huge amount of dust and particles.
Which all disintegrated around it.
Yeah, around it, yeah. But it's not. It doesn't have like an infinite rate. It doesn't just like delete all the dust in the room.
No,
Like the
but
dust spreads out throughout the entire room, so it deletes a hole in the middle where we know that it is, so we can not go there.
Yeah, but you also can guess by the fact that it did this that it can fly.
Well, yes, but again, that's why I asked if the ceiling is broken.
Nope.
Because if the ceiling isn't broken,
Nope, it's
and we're
in the room
talking
with
about
you.
a normal. I know it's in the room with me. I'm just saying that by the ceiling not being broken, and it basically being a room that is normal height, we know that it's probably, even if it was floating like in the middle, we kind of know where it is because we can just see where the dust is. So so my question is, how are we positioned to the hole? Because do we actually have a straight sprint to the exit? Because if like the exit door is right behind us and the hole is in front of us.
You were just moving a sofa about to put it by the barricade, so no, you don't.
So we are spread out around the hole.
You two don't have a clear run. Violet does. Because Violet wasn't.
Giving me the opportunity to just bail
Violet
again.
wasn't
the
carrying.
hole is the hole in basically the middle of the room.
The hole is right next to you. But
That is not my question. My question is
Where are we?
Where
You-
are we in the room, and where is
by
the
the
hole?
door, and the hole is about a meter or so away from where the door is. So there's door, you, hole.
So we can just turn around and run to the door.
In theory, yes.
But you said someone can't do that. You said only Violet can do
I
that.
said you can't do it. You can't do it without risking running into the thing. In theory, you know it's come into the room, but you don't know where in the room it is.
Wait, sorry, I'm trying to visualize this. I'm looking at this like
It's
a line, and there is the door, and then there's
Yep.
us, and then there's the hole, which means if I turn around and run for the door, that the thing can't
Klika,
be there
you do
because it can't
not.
get out of
You
the
do
hole.
not know how far it's moved. I'm saying is it could have ended its movement by bursting out of it and moving a bit up. It could have started its movement by bursting out and moving.
So if I understand this correctly, Violet is so close to the door that it couldn't possibly be between her and the door. The other people have more room between them and the door
And it
that it could potentially be in.
That it could have potentially moved around us in a half circle to get between us and Violet. If it can do that, wouldn't it just move
Can
right
they-
up to us and fuck us up?
Can they get any sense of where it is from the sound?
I would
They-
like.
Is that
think-
possible?
They didn't get a good enough listen check to know.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Can
right.
I do a spot hidden to try and see for the dust evaporating where the thing is?
You were a little too busy dodging. Remember, you had to drop the sofa
Oh,
and
okay.
dodge.
Well, but it's my turn to move now, right?
It is your turn to move. You can make a spot listen if you like. You can make a spot hidden if you like.
I still think that trying to visualize how this is currently going on in the room,
All you know,
I feel there's something very, very wrong with
all
the
you know,
situation.
all
It
you
doesn't
know,
make sense to me.
Klika, is that a thing's burst out from the floor.
I know.
You guys had to dodge away, but you do not know at what point in its movement it burst through the floor. It could have done it at the end and has barely moved from the hole. It could have done it at the beginning and has since moved.
I just don't see why that thing that has so far always gone for one of us in a straight line would suddenly decide
Perhaps
to just.
it is going
Oh,
for
I'll
one.
just-
Can we have a quick sketch, please?
Well, yeah, there is no sketch really to give you.
Could you just draw the room with and where? Can you just draw the room quickly in paint or something where we are, where the hole is, and where the two doors are?
if
Is
you
that all right?
like, but
Yes, please.
all I will say is
Also,
that
there are windows, please, as well.
all the
Because I think
windows are
there are
boarded
windows.
up.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember. Of course, I boarded up, yeah.
You don't know if this thing is going for any one person in particular or if it's going for everyone.
No, but I'm having really difficulty visualizing this room.
I
and wanna
think
sort of-
I think the situation here is not so much what people know and what they don't know.
It's a
It's
square
that
room. Okay.
they are having trouble
It's a
visualizing
square
it.
room,
So they
right?
Yeah, can you just sketch this out and send it to us quickly? Is that right?
Okay, it's a square room though. It's not much to sketch.
Yeah, but so we can just see where we are, sort of thing, and where like
Okay.
the doors are and things.
I think it's people not wanting to make a decision based on something they might have misunderstood and getting themselves
Yeah,
killed.
exactly.
Okay.
We also need some stairs in this map.
No,
Where
I don't know
are
what
the
stairs
stairs?
are.
though? Where?
I think like with if you're doing this on the board game one or something, you could just quickly like do this on paper or whatever. It wouldn't be so bad. But here it's a bit more tricky, I think.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a sense for the situation. And
Yeah,
the
exactly, yeah, same.
explanation for me just leaves me with too many questions.
Because depending on where both we are compared to where the hole was, it sort of makes our decision of what we're going to do next, I think. But I can't quite visualize it without seeing it.
Yep.
I will have to. Yes, my hope is that like the bots in Futurama, it has a preset kill limit,
Ah, okay.
and after it's mulched you two, it'll be chill.
Wait, this is the complete opposite of what you said.
No,
You said that Violent was close to the door.
there are multiple
those doors?
doors. We're talking
Yeah,
about the door that you are trying to barricade.
I think the top door is the
Oh,
door out.
so that
The
door
door
where...
that you are at is the door that leads down that you are barricading.
Ah, so that door where M and D are, that's the door that leads to the stairs.
That is the door that leads to the stairs.
Okay.
The other door is where Violet is, and that is the door that leads to the corridor that has the stairs up and ultimately the way out. The door that is in the southern part of the room leads to one of the abandoned living rooms where you have been collecting various things.
See, this is in no way how I visualized it. So this really
No,
helps.
ditto. So this is actually helpful.
Thank you for doing this, because the whole time I was wondering with the way that I got it from your explanation, I was like, this makes no sense. How could I ever run into the monster? I just turn around and run away. So this makes a lot more sense that we could actually run into the monster.
You can actually run into the monster because the hole is ahead of you.
Well, I see this now on your thing, yes.
Shedding a single tear of dynamite, comma.
Well, Daniel, we're fucked. I guess I have to grab you and just throw you forward and then go in the direction where you don't disintegrate. No, I'm just joking. That's actually a really good idea. Wait, we were boarding...
just shoot or throw something, yeah.
Yeah. We were boarding up with stuff, right?
You had a sofa.
That's all we had?
You were
Well, we had
holding a
sofa.
two-piece-
We said sofas, chairs, and everything, didn't we?
Yeah, you were currently holding a two-piece sofa that you have since dropped.
Did it have cushions on it?
Comfy.
Yes, that was my. Does it have a cushion or a blanket or something?
Well, let us see if you have a luck roll to decide if there are cushions.
Okay.
Yes, there are cushions on top of this thing.
Then we
Okay,
should
how
then we
many?
should quickly pick a direction. Like, how many cushions?
There are the two bottom cushions. So there are two cushions. The top.
Okay, we
cushions
should
have
pick a
since-
cushion each, and each throw it in one.
Yes,
You throw it north, I'll throw it
basically
east.
shouted, Daniel, grab a cushion, throw it in front of you. I'll do the same. So that's what we do, I'd say, right? Like I throw mine. If we're looking at Kiko's sketch, I basically throw mine to where my M is, to like in front of that,
North,
to the left side, north, and you throw yours to the
East.
east. Just like straight ahead.
Okay.
Whose go is it currently at the moment?
It's currently
just
Schmidt.
It's mine. It's mine.
Yeah, so
So
Yeah,
I
it's-
throw my cushion. I shout at Daniel. I say like, grab a cushion, throw it in front of you, and I grab the cushion with my amazing strength, and I throw it like like middle of the room ish. Like obviously not up on the ceiling and not down on the ground, but like in front of me on like head
So
height.
you're throwing it. You're throwing it over the hole, or just north, or
No, north of the hole. I mean, we obviously can't go over the hole, so I want to see if I
north
can
of the
get-
M, I think you mean, right?
Yeah,
North of
north
the
of the M, exactly.
okay. You're throwing
Like
it
as far
north.
as I can in front of me, basically.
Doesn't hit anything.
It also doesn't disintegrate, I take
Nope.
it. Okay.
Choose it.
If I still have the time
You
for that, I shout at Daniel, this way.
You won't
And
be able to
try
move
to-
very far.
No, probably not. But I shout at Daniel like this way, and try to run that way where the cushion went through without getting disintegrated
hmm
towards the door.
Daniel can move a lot further because he's currently not picked up a cushion.
Well, in that case, since you've picked up your cushion, I haven't picked up mine. I want to pull him with me in my movement.
Yeah, that makes sense because it wasn't your movie in yet, so you wouldn't have
So
picked up.
I
the
haven't
cushion,
used
even
any
though I
points
shouted,
of
yeah.
whatever.
You're not
wanna-
going to move any faster doing that. Though you're probably actually going to move a bit slower collectively.
Wait, why?
Because
Isn't he-
before you were pulling people that were resisting or people that were being compliant. You're not going to both move faster by one pulling the other.
Wait, we're pulling each other? What?
You're not going to move faster by pulling Schmidt. You're basically both. He may move faster, but you're going to move slower.
Oh, so he's going to keep moving, so it's not like he stops.
He's
us.
still moving.
I'm-
He's not
I'm
stopping.
in front of you anyway, then.
Like-
Okay, all right, yeah, I follow where the cushion didn't disintegrate.
Yeah, you're going to move You're going to move further than him because you don't have to pick up a cushion and throw it. That's
But surely I
basically
waited
it.
for him to pick the cushion up so I could see where he.
Well,
No,
that didn't I already
Your
do this in
initiative's
my
after
turn?
him anyway, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
His
that
action
already
is
happened. Yeah.
pick up, throw, move a
So
bit.
now I've noticed it's not disintegrating. I've followed his advice and we're running.
Yes, but since you're not picking up a cushion, you're going to move maybe a little faster.
Okay.
It's Violet.
Okay, so looking at the diagram, the door that would make the most sense for me to go for. So wait, just quickly, which way did he throw the cushion?
North.
North. Towards
Okay,
the door
directly
to the
up.
north.
Okay, yeah. So that's where I want to head anyway because that's the side that makes sense. Is that door open?
Yeah, you left it open.
All right.
Nobody shut it behind you.
Do I have anything? What am I holding?
You're probably holding the sword. Because you're not holding the elephant gun.
That's
No, I
true.
have that on my back, yeah.
Oh, but I would have a bunch of ammo for the gun in a pouch.
Yeah, you did only give me 2 shots and I have 1
Yes.
remaining.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a handful of bullets and just throw them in like towards the other two, just in a kind of spray, while moving towards the door at the north.
Okay.
And my
I've
hope is
seen this in Hot Shots. It works.
we're gonna die. Kiko rolls headshot.
don't worry. Bullets aren't magic; they won't just explode. And then my hope is just that one of them will hit, so we'll see roughly where it is, and also I can get away.
Okay. They just clattered to the ground.
So like nothing, as far as I know, there's nothing.
Nope.
Okay, well I'm just going straight for the fucking door then.
You
Let's
should
do
go
it.
the door. Right. Okay.
So I mean that must mean there's quite a significant area of the room that we've checked.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't have monster in. All right. Oh wait, dude, he left. He's had enough.
It's above you.
It's a normal size room, unless it's like stuck.
He
to
couldn't-
the ceiling.
It was a
He
barn,
lit-
wasn't it? There's a loft to it. There's a
No,
barn.
it's a
It would have-
farmhouse. You're in a
Yeah,
farmhouse.
I mean, literally, in a 1920s British farmhouse, the ceiling would be like 7-foot top. So this thing is the size of a man. So throwing a bullet at like 3 feet off the ground.
55.
Maybe it's like Alien versus Predator, where it can actually latch onto someone's back, and he will only notice by walking slower.
Oh shit! I suddenly give birth through
No.
through my chest.
Schmidt,
Yes.
you narrow. Whatever is chasing you, narrowly avoided hitting you.
Oh,
It's behind you.
that makes sense to me. That's why we were running away from it.
It's moved to behind you and has lashed out at you. It missed.
I hope you taunt the monster with something appropriate.
You can keep running. It will not be difficult for you to get to the front door.
Yeah, let's just keep running.
You can-
Keep running!
I won't-
Keep running!
Daniel to the front door.
Yes, please.
Violet to the front door.
Indeed.
Right. You get to the front door. Its turn. So basically, you dart out, and as you get to the front door, about where the room would be, you know, the corner that's closest to the because the door that you exited out was on the north, and then there's the northwest corner. Quite close to the northwest corner, ceases to be wall,
All right, but we know exactly where it is now. Aha!
and it goes, and it's come through the wall. But you're at the door now. You're at the front door, and there are the people out there. That you left outside. Some of the soldiers and the various tent. And it's Schmidt's go. You have a rough idea where it is. You think it's just come through the wall. But the front
Just
door is
come through
right
the
ahead of you.
wall.
You can just run out.
Well, again, yeah, I... What else can I do? Yeah, I run.
But you
I
could run
I
into
run
it.
out.
Give it a hug.
Oh yeah. Obviously. No, I'll keep running. Thank you.
Don't give it a hug. Are you running as well, Daniel?
You
Yeah,
throw some
but if we're
children at
running
it.
past soldiers, I'm going to warn them that they need to get back now,
Okay.
rather than letting the poor soldiers find this out the hard way.
Get
Violet-
out!
How odd. How would they know?
Hmm?
What were you going to ask, Klyka?
Nothing.
Okay. Violet?
I'm also going to run, and if I spy any soldiers, I will yell in an appropriately cryptic fashion, "It's invisible."
Right.
I should pick them up in each hand and like carry one out.
You're running out yelling, "It's invisible." Okay.
Well, I mean, because I mean,
Yeah,
given
yeah.
that Daniel's got initiative order, he probably told them to run first, so I don't need to cover the running part. It's just like,
So-
it's invisible.
Okay. We will leave initiative order at this point. You run out the building, shouting your warnings. The soldiers don't heed them initially until the man that you met originally in the tent shouts at them, Albert, says, "Do what they say, damn it, back!" And they go back. You're running to the tent, or running to any location in particular?
To Albert, I guess.
Preferably not stopping, I'd say.
Is there a direction that's just like away?
Away.
There are
Yeah,
many
that's okay,
directions that are away. You can just keep running.
I mean, Albert is kind of like, he's the one who's got like some weird charm and shit like that, and who might have something tucked away that could actually help us, or might have an idea. So if we run up to Albert and you know, tell him what the hell is going on.
Daniel runs back to Boston.
It's a long
We're going
run.
back to Boston.
What die do you roll for cardio?
Oh dear. So everyone's running away except Schmidt, that is going to Albert.
Well, I'm not like swaggering up to him. I'm
No, you are.
sprinting at the man, and I'm you know, I shout like, "It's invisible! Everything it touches turns to dust. What do we do?"
Ooh. It's invisible, everything you touches turns to dust. What happens is that Albert looks at you with a very confused expression. Fred Milton doesn't, and it just looks at you and goes, "It's a Vermern! Kill it with an enchanted weapon!"
No,
It's the
I'm
only
a
thing-
German.
It's the Vermern!
Oh, so okay.
Enchanted weapons are the only weakness of that thing.
Enchanted web. Okay, do you have one?
I mean, I've got one.
Yeah, but it's a sword, and you're a woman, and you're just like, no.
That was a
my
1
nails."
on a Cthulhu Mythos from Fred Milton.
Fucking
Nice.
Fred just ranked up.
Fred just pulls out a book and goes, "It's here!"
Here is a picture. Here is a drawing.
Fred just knows. His Mythos is lower. I think his Mythos is lower than yours now,
That's hilarious.
Violet. But yeah, an enchanted weapon. That's what he says.
Where
the
do we
thing
get
is-
one? Do you have one? Can we do something?
I'm just going to pull out the sword and say, well, this is certainly enchanted. It goes ding as the light catches it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the fundamental problem with applying sword
Mhm.
is that we
That is
don't know where it is, and the
Yeah.
application of sword to
You
things
do
that
know
cannot
where
be-
it is now.
Oh,
One soldier hadn't heeded the warning quickly enough, and is dusted.
so it's
do
turned
not-
visible again.
You do not see the dusting. All you hear is a momentary, tiny moment of a scream, and the thing is there.
Wait, hold on. It does everything you throw at it?
So far, it has been.
So it's
dusty,
basically the
even
Mount
dust.
Doom you need to throw the crystal into.
We were thinking about that actually, but I'm not sure.
You could certainly try.
Well, how about we ask Fred first?
Not sure you have that much. You.
Just?
Right now,
Fred does, yeah.
we're back in initiative.
How fast does the thing move?
It's not that fast. It's only about 5-6 meters away from the front door.
Okay.
So how long do we have roughly at the speed it's moving?
At the speed it's moving, you maybe have 2 rounds.
Okay.
All right, so we have 1 round to figure out what we're going to do.
So this is me then starting up, I guess.
The reaction,
Yes.
by the way, from the various soldiers ranges from abject panic to terror to just shouts of "what on earth is that?" And the general reaction is that they are retreating. They are not happy with what they see.
Kiko, I have a check on my large blade brackets sword. I assume that would get resolved at the end of the session, right?
It will get resolved at the end of the session, yes.
Okay.
Unless you rolled a 1 on a large blade sword, in which case you would gain an instantaneous advancement in a skill.
No, I rolled like an 8 or a 10 or 12
Yeah,
or
if you
something.
roll a 1
Yeah.
further on, you'll just gain more sword skill. I mean,
Right.
you
Does
could-
anyone else have any melee skill?
I don't think anyone else has any melee skill.
I don't.
I could use architecture on your sword.
If you have resurrect, I might.
What about the keen bean, the dude with the Elder Sign amulet?
Does he know how to use a sword? The answer to that question is I
I mean, I think everyone's got the general gist, but is he better?
no.
Use the pointy end.
He is not better with a sword than you are. He'd be
Which
great
one
with
is the one with the Elder Sign again? Is it Fred or is it Albert?
It's Albert.
Okay.
He's not better with a. If it was a nightstick or like a baton, he'd be like, yes.
This is my enchanted stick of riot
You
breakers.
can
Yeah,
actually
alright.
do that, but no, he'd be better off with a baton and or a truncheon than he would be with a sword. Different skill.
All right.
So you're
Well,
the
I mean-
best one with the sword.
Would have all the soldiers needed to roll sanity?
They have.
Oh, okay.
They have universally failed.
All right. So as far as we know,
They're sort of running away, screaming, or shooting, or generally being ineffective.
I'm the only person who knows anything about hitting it with
You're
this.
the only person that
with the
has a
magic
better
sword.
chance of hitting it than anyone else, but you also had the thought that Schmidt said of you can just throw the thing into it that you have.
What's the thing? The
Tier that you've had all this time.
Yeah.
That was an option he
who's,
suggested.
who's got that?
Who decided they had it? I don't remember.
Oh
I don't
shit! It's
have it.
me, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's you,
I think
Violet.
it was
you
you.
take all the occult
All
shit.
right. Does anyone have the throw skill?
No, no one has the
No one has
skill.
the throw skill.
We went
No,
through
but,
this with the dynamite.
No, of the two.
Find
of
the youngest arm.
Of
And
the two NPCs, you sillies. We have two new characters. Do either of them have throw?
Did anyone here play baseball?
Albert did not play baseball.
Or cricket?
stick the youngest arm in there.
Well, most of the youngest arms have gone a bit temporarily insane.
Do you have a small child?
There are no small children here, and neither of those people are any better at throwing than you are. They have no skill
Is
in
there a
throwing.
dog? Because dogs are good at playing with
There
balls.
are no dogs.
Okay.
Could they wait until it's closer to throw better?
Okay. Well, in that case,
They certainly could.
Well, in that case, we have a two-stage plan, right? So one of you two, it would make more sense for one of you two to do it because if I'm the only one who has the sword, then it would make, or at least using the sword, then it would make more sense to split ourselves up. One of you two tries throwing it, and if that gets fucked up, we'll see if we can get to it and throw it at it again. And if that fails, I'll drive closer to hit it with my sword.
Okay, so your plan is to throw the artifact into the creature.
I mean, has anyone else got a better idea?
That sounds good. Who's got the strength effect throw?
No, it's actually a throwing skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's a flat 25%.
Who wants the pleasure?
Well, Violet has it, so you
So
know.
Violet's got to pass it to someone.
I feel like Schmidt.
All
seems
right.
Like, seems like the
Give
kind
me
of
the
guy.
ball. I used to throw hand grenades in World War One.
He's the kind of
Okay.
guy with tossing expertise.
But where are the stairs?
The stairs. Someone.
Also, he
point
wouldn't
me
say
to
World
the
War
stairs.
One, would he? Because he doesn't
Great
know the second
Wall.
one.
Oh yes. World War One.
World War
That was
One,
like-
what?
that was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Between
no,
one-
I mean, I would also add that there is always like if this thing is a prison, then we might just set loose whatever is inside in a really great and spectacularly hilarious fashion. So let's do this.
Hey, no one needs Britain anyway, so we might as well destroy it now.
Exactly. Fuck Britain. Let's
Okay,
go.
so you're going to. I'm going to get you to roll the throw skill on this.
Oh yeah, here we go, boys. 99.
Okay, it gets closer, and it's starting to move closer, and it's at this point that Schmidt throws the tear.
Wait, did you say 99?
What?
No, I said here we go, boys. 99 because I'm gonna fail so
Oh, wait,
spectacular.
sorry, I thought you said you just rolled the 99. I was like, wait a second. If you
Oh
just like
no,
critically...
no! Kiko rolled it. I have no idea what he rolled.
Okay.
Alright.
It is at first you think it's not going to actually land. You think it's going to miss, but the creature is veering towards a soldier that's close by. And it's only by it moving away does the tear hit one of the tendrils. At first, you don't think that anything's going to happen to it, the first instance of that, because for a moment it's completely solid. Then it is not. It and the creature that you were so afraid of wink out. Unfortunately, what happens in the next second makes your victory exceptionally Pyrrhic in comparison, as another creature entirely emerges. Towering above the entity that you had previously been in combat with, this thing defies all explanation. Before you is a massive, writhing mass of green, fleshy tentacles connected to an amorphous blob that starts levitating in the air of flesh that defies any biological explanation. This thing is easily far bigger than a truck.
Good.
If only the military were here with heavy firepower.
Truck or like a big truck.
I'm talking...
Is it bigger than the house?
It's not bigger than the house, but it could
It gets there, okay.
It's certainly bigger than part of the house.
Is it still disintegrating shit around it?
No, but I'd like
Time to kill it.
But I'd
I was
like...
about to say, what happened to disintegrating thingy?
It's gone.
Was it gone?
It's gone.
Okay, this thing isn't invisible though, because we can
This
see
thing
it,
is
okay.
not invisible, unfortunately, for all of you, because I would like everyone to make me sanity checks for seeing this creature.
Do me, please.
You are dead.
21.
His ghost rolled sanity. Oh!
I will roll for you. Oh dear, Schmidt.
Oh, my boys, I think I have an idea.
You may have got a 95, Schmidt.
How much do I lose?
What about the other two?
21.
35.
Okay, you two are not so badly affected by this.
How much do I lose?
You two only lose 1d6 points of sanity.
Dang.
Daniel, you lose 1.
Yay!
Violet, you lose 6.
Nice.
A lot.
And going to get you to roll an idea check for me, please.
38. I always succeed at those.
Excellent. You know exactly what you have seen, and you have gone temporarily insane. You gain 1% of Cthulhu Mythos.
Only 1%.
The first
Well,
time
it's
you
only
go...
temporary
Have you
insane.
actually gone temporarily insane from seeing a Mythos entity before?
Yes.
Yeah, in that case, you gain 5% for the first time and then 1% afterwards. Schmidt, you lose 1d20.
That's okay. Could be a 1.
You lose 19.
Dude, you are getting absolutely shafted with those 5% percentile rolls.
I lose 19.
Yep, you are now on
Down
26.
to 25.
You have gone you've not gone temporarily insane, you have gone long-term insane. You are abjectly terrified, and your reaction is just to flee screaming.
That's pretty sensible.
You
He's
gain
putting in the work.
You also do gain 5% Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
And anybody that does have Cthulhu Mythos, including Schmidt, can make Cthulhu Mythos rolls.
Sure, why not?
16.
Sure.
16?
Roll.
8.
You
Wait, can I seriously do a roll when
Yes.
I'm screaming
You
and
can.
running away? Okay, please do the roll for me.
In that case, both of these people have passed, and no, you have failed, Schmidt, unfortunately. You identify this creature as exactly... for Daniel, you just have an intrinsic knowledge of this from cross-referencing things from the Morticus, which you've read. Violet, you get this mostly from the Somnium Somnus, but this creature is a being that is called the Beast of Maris, is what it's referred to, because it is from the tier of Maris. It is a creature that has apparently been spent untold ages stuck within that item, and it usually beguiles people into trying to release it, and its basic objective is to kill as many things as it possibly can, seeking large population sites rather than smaller congregations of people. That's what it ultimately wants to do. Mass death. You know that the only things that you can really glean is that it regenerates. It is extremely difficult to kill with a mundane impaling weapon like bullets, because you've got accounts of ancient attempts when it has got free at some points to try and fight it with spears and bows, and it's not worked. You also know that it's exceptionally intelligent, and it's free, and you just freed it.
So you're saying that like Scrabble is probably the game of choice here?
As in, you should Scrabble.
No,
No.
we should play it at Scrabble.
Well-
It'll be down for that.
You gotta wait 60 years until the movie The Blob comes out, and then you're gonna fill it with cement because you know to do that then.
Okay,
Shit, that's how they killed the blob?
Yeah.
they froze it.
Yeah, I was about
No,
to
no.
say, didn't they freeze it?
No, they froze the little bits of it, but they put cement on the big one.
They did, yeah.
I don't remember
Okay,
that.
Schmidt. I don't need to do your role. Your actions. You're running. You are running petrified.
In the words of Martin Schmidt.
It's its go now. What it does is, for a moment, it just sort of floats there. It floats there, and you're scared. There's this momentary feeling of absolute otherworldly horror as you're trying to comprehend just what you are seeing and what it will do. For a moment, it looks. It almost seems to. You can't tell where it's looking, but you get this intrinsic feeling it is looking.
How many eyes is it?
It has
got?
no eyes.
Okay, right.
Then it starts leaving.
What, it just floats?
It just floats up and in a very particular direction.
What's the nearest town?
Ah, well. Does anyone have
Geography.
Does anyone have geography?
Do I need geography or do I just need
I
the
have
ability?
geography. I have geography.
A voice from the ether whispers into your ear. It's wind.
Geography might be good. An idea roll might be good.
Can I do knowledge?
Yeah, knowledge. Yeah.
I've got. All right, I've got knowledge 95. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
That's
Anyone
a
else
lot
have
of
knowledge?
I rolled a 3.
You know that there are no massive population centres nearby, but there are a couple of villages that are nearby. About 4, 5 of them.
Is it possible to rouse the army that was waiting out there to start shooting at the
They are
fucking thing now?
currently in a state of running away in petrified panic or
Fucking
shooting.
useless.
You think it's moving straight towards one of those villages.
Spicy.
It is
Okay,
going
well-
very quickly.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's going away from us.
But wait, didn't you say that I've gone temporarily mad?
Yes.
You have gone temporarily mad.
Yes. So I don't. I have gleaned this information, but I'm unable to communicate it, and thus I'm doing whatever I'm doing.
You are currently just yammering drivel. You are just
That's what I like to hear.
sprouting utter nonsense on the floor, curled up, rocking back
Violet
and
sits
forth.
there, and Violet sits there and goes, "If it's not an elephant, why do they call it an elephant gun? Can you shoot an elephant?"
No. I was like, Swindon or Warminster.
You can come to this same realization as well, Daniel. It's not difficult. There are a few villages nearby.
Okay.
It's
But
heading
since I've gleaned some knowledge, there's not a lot we can do about that, is there really?
Unless you really want to try and agitate the thing, no.
Scream
I
at
feel
Fred
like
and
throwing-
Albert and tell them to come up with something.
Throwing the tear at this thing was absolutely classic adventure game logic, and I feel like the problem with that is that adventure game logic in a Cthulhu game is like asking what happens if you pull the lever in a slaughterhouse. It's like probably something bad.
But the problem is that it did kind of seem reasonable to think that the fucking thing was following us so much, not because it wanted to eat a lot of dudes, but because it like wanted the fucking stone.
Well, I mean,
You know, it was
Yeah,
romancing
it
the
was
stone,
Daniel's
basically.
pet, and he was not supposed to have the stone. Speaking of, just go complete your quest. Daniel's down there somewhere. He's lost his pet. Go bin him.
Go complete your quest.
Yeah, you were good to get Daniel. You
I'm going to
barricaded
ask
him
you
in.
one question. Are any of you actually going to make any actions to try and stop the Beast of Maris?
I mean, can I stop it by screaming wildly while running in a
No,
circle?
you can't.
I have a pistol. Probably not the thing there, is it?
I'm mad right now, so I can't do anything.
You can't do anything. Okay.
Well,
so
I guess Daniel's the only one. Can he like talk? Are Fred and Albert gonna say something or so? Are they going mad?
let us have a look if they have gone mad.
Give us some like juicy sanity.
No, he passed. He failed. Okay, Fred is sort of shaken, but okay. Albert, not so much. Albert is just sort of staring at it, gormless. His limbs have gone completely limp. His eyes are vacant. There's a silent horror on his face.
That's sad.
The thing flies away. Eventually, it goes high up enough into the clouds, but you can't see it.
Complete global saturation.
I mean, I suppose in one sense, we did frag the dude, so we can notch up one frag, right? We've at least got a notch on the kill counter, so it's not like we got totally defeated.
Martin Schmidt agrees by screaming louder.
Fred looks at where it went, sighs and shakes his head, and goes, "Damn it! At least you. What happened down there?"
Well, but to tell me when my temporary insanity wears off, by the way.
It's gonna be a bit. The only person that can say something here really is Daniel.
Well, I may as well relay what we've done.
Evil. Just say there was an evil Daniel.
There was another Daniel. I had to shoot him.
Yeah. You relay the information to Fred. Fred knew about, because you'd spoken to him before about Daniel, so he knew about that. And an information of the dynamite and the creature, he does sigh, but it's sort of it's not a sort of, oh god, this is terrible, sort of, this situation is just generally bad, but he's like, at least chances are they probably died in the explosion anyway. Or the cave-in. I mean, there's no way they could get out of there without magic. I goddamn hope they don't have magic.
Well, one of them does, so, you know.
Well, yeah, but to get out of there, there's not much you can do there anymore, but...
Well, actually, I can teleport up and down through solid stuff, so, you know, I've got that covered. I can do that. Not that I can say this because I'm mad right now, so I'm thinking this.
So... there's not much more you can do here, or I'll stay with Albert for a while until he gets his senses again. This whole thing is going to have to be... You were never here, okay? None of us were ever here. This never happened. That's what Albert's going to say, and that's what I'm saying to you.
Is anyone going to address the giant tentacly elephant in the clouds that is probably going to kill insane amounts of Britain? Are they just going to... What are they going to do with it? Hit it with double-decker planes?
Classic British stuff upper lip. It's only a tentacle monster.
Well, I mean, bombs exist, and you could bomb it. Tanks exist. You could get tanked.
I mean, I guess they could artillery it or some shit like that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely... you know, this is 1920s. Mechanized warfare sort of exists. I think bombs would probably be the most...
And to be fair, no one can take like a cell phone picture of it and spread it around, so there won't be a mass
few
panic.
Soldiers that are still of their faculties approach their superior, hoping to gain orders from him and see his face. They look instead to you and Fred Fred just says, "Go tell your superiors that the shit has hit the fan. Big style. Now."
I feel like in this period he might have said something more like, everything's gone pear-shaped. Everything's gone for a Burton.
To that effect. I do not
The
have
Huns
the
are back in
1920s English American vernacular.
The Huns are back in
One
town.
of them goes, "Now we just have to... it's just like back in Germany. Just have to sit and wait. Well, we can only hope that they can deal with that. I can't blame you for what's happened. There is at least one positive that can be gleaned from this, and that is that they did not get it. You can imagine what would happen if that cult had that thing at its beck and call."
As opposed to it doing its own thing and killing people randomly.
We don't know. We don't know the whims of such a creature. It might, for all we know, it might want to kill cows or people or only a few, and then it leaves. But yes, it is terrible. You are right, but It is
See,
all.
the lesson here is I shouldn't have pursued that. I should have just gone straight for the thing with the sword and just accepted my extra 30 years of age. Just be like,
Didn't go for the thing with the sword, left Hearty to die. Not a good set for you, is it?
well, I mean, look, every one of those decisions was entirely endorsed by me.
You.
Yeah. But on the other hand, it wasn't my idea to throw the thingy at the Watson. So
In the background, you hear a faint.
Oh yeah, I should probably go sort that out. Really,
We'll
shouldn't I?
recover your friend as soon as he gains his senses.
I'll go slap him with some morphine.
Please no, we know what happened with the last one.
Yeah, but he was a cultist. He doesn't count.
Does anyone else want to,
Use the same needle.
Does anyone else want to do anything in particular?
I would
I
like
mean,
to
have I-
rise on the second day.
have
And,
I how long does my temporary insanity last?
Your temporary insanity will last for about another hour or so.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna gather my friends up and chuck them in the back of a car or something. I guess.
Basically, what's going to happen at this point is I'm going to do a little bit of summary, because there's not anything else particular going to happen.
Type 2 world side apocalypse.
No. What happens is that eventually, if you can barely believe it, the situation at the farmhouse calms down slightly. The people that went temporarily mad eventually come back to their senses. Albert eventually comes back to his senses, though it takes him a fair bit longer. He gets the people that remain, and you, and says exactly the same thing that Fred said that he would say, that this event never happened, that none of you were here, that nothing that you saw occurred, and encourages them to never speak of what has happened. Ever. If anybody asks about what happened, it was a training exercise, and there was an explosion of some minor munitions, and some people were tragically killed. That is what happened there. One of them asks, what about that thing in the sky? And he says, God help us all. You are not of their detail, and so you at this point are free to go. Fred Milton encourages that likely you should return back to the States. Schmidt is more than welcome to come or not. It all depends on if he wants to go. Once you eventually get him back, he's still not good. Schmidt is still not good even after this bout. He not quite. You're going to need some actual long-term psychological assessment to recover.
Just stick the needle right in, nurse.
So it's your call if you want to go back to Boston, or if you want to stay here.
Well, I think staying around here up to this point would be a bad idea.
I think leaving the country. If you have the option to leave the country, I feel like leaving the country is a pretty good.
A wise decision.
Yeah.
Okay. So you leave.
I think I'm going to go buy because I still have a ridiculous income. I'm going to go and buy like a cabin somewhere in a bunch of in somewhere in the hills in America, and I'm just going to sit there like reading books and shooting at things for the next 2 years. That's what I'm gonna do.
So what happens is that you are on your way. You return back to the coast. You wait a little while for the next ship that will take you back to the States, and along the way, as you're waiting, the newspapers have a bit of things to say. The newspapers have they talk about a tragic set of freak fires
Swindon destroyed.
that laid waste to 3 villages in Wales, with over 2,000 people unaccounted for, presumed dead.
Good work, Violet.
This weighs heavy.
This wasn't my idea.
This weighs.
It wasn't my idea, and I didn't throw it. Fucker, you bitch!
Hey, I'm dead. I can't be blamed.
This weighs heavy on your minds.
Yeah, Yeah, I think actually I feel like the conclusion I come to from this is that I really need to train my sword skill because I've been more confident. Because the thing is, right, if you have a sword skill of 34, basic probability theory suggests that you're only hitting a third of the time. Like I was just like, what happens if you go up to that thing? You're rolling it's like rolling a 1 or 2 on a d6. The average number of rolls you need to do is something like 3 to land 1 hit. If I'm losing 30 years of life a turn, that puts me like average age coming out of that age 86. I'm not sure those maths do very well.
Okay. You gain the following sanity rewards. For not being sure if the Black Knife cult has been destroyed or not. You lose 2 points of sanity.
Good.
So Schmidt goes down to 24. Hussey is dead.
I like that you just give us that reminder.
Sorry, I'm scrolling up on the thing.
but-
Grant goes down to 36, and Violet goes down to 35. Am I correct?
Yep, I got myself a 35.
For releasing the Beast of Maris, but not destroying it, or not finding a way to banish it, you lose another 4 points of sanity each.
I'm down to 20.
You'll have time to recover it.
Well, I mean, he's fucking institutionalized at this point.
Yeah, you'll have time to recover it. So Schmidt is down to 20. That one doesn't factor in because you never got to that point. And that. Okay. Those are your rewards. We shall now do the rolls for stats. Unfortunately, we will not be doing Hussies.
Just
I
say
feel, like
that
my,
again.
I feel like my stats changed enough this session. I've
They
gotten...
did. They all went down to 0.
Wait, what?
Your large blade skill has improved, Violet.
Good.
It has improved by 7% to 41.
Oh, that's not bad.
I'm also going to give you a chance to improve that, which you didn't. I'm also going to give you a chance to improve that, which you did. Your throw skill has improved
Who? Mine?
by 10%.
So I actually have throw now.
You actually have
Nice.
35% throw. I think that was the only things that were really done. Large sword, listen, throw. Not many other things got check marked this time.
Yeah.
Daniel, you have quite a few things check marked, so
Oh, sweet.
let's go through this. Amazingly, your medicine has gone up.
Yeah, I didn't kill that guy. Well, I did kill that guy.
Your medicine has gone up by 6% to 78%.
I am so medicine right now.
Handgun skill. That hasn't gone up.
Oh.
Grapple. That has gone up.
What was that too?
It's gone up now to 31%
Score.
from 25. You're also going to get a check on that. Your listen skill has improved by 5% to 36.
Nice.
Hussey, we don't have to do. Schmidt, you do gain
Damn
some
it.
checks. Your machine gun skill has improved.
Wait, machine gun? What?
You did do a check on that machine gun.
Oh,
Your machine gun skills improved to 21%.
okay.
Your spot hidden skills
Not-
improved.
Give me one sec, please. Here, I need to write this.
Machine gun
21%, you said?
21. Your spot hidden has increased by 10%
Spot hidden, so up to 80, yeah?
to 80%. Your English skill has improved by 2
Yeah,
to
48.
48. And that is it for all of the skill gains that you can gain.
Right.
And that puts a mostly closing chapter on this campaign. You found a solution to dealing with the Beast of Maris. You released it.
I guess.
But you escaped with your lives.
But this is kind of like this is like a backstory episode where it explains why you all have such like dark, tortured pasts, man.
What caused the death of 2,000 people? Whoops.
Well, people, Welshmen. Let's not be too strong.
They are
with the
people.
I
Welsh.
was about to say, of course, it's a dark backstory because we all went to Britain.
They are people. And though it may not have ended as happily as people may have wanted. You did escape with your lives, unlike poor Hassie.
Well, at least none of us died.
That is a bonus.
Hassie died.
Well, at least none of us died.
Oi!
And that concludes this campaign.
Oh, are we going to decide what we did in the meanwhile at the beginning of the
You will
next session?
decide what you did in the meanwhile. You will relay that to me. I will tell you how much downtime you have. And you will decide what you're doing with that. Some of it, for some people, may end up being trying to regain sanity points because you are a bit low. For Schmidt, it will probably be a period of institutionalization.
I'm paying for that, by the way.
Being paid by Violet, so you will hopefully improve.
Well, I'm going to get him institutionalized. Actually, in
At
the UK at the
Arkham
time.
Asylum.
Well, I mean, actually, the UK was a center of Freudianism because the straight cheese were very involved in getting Freud translated into English, and they all went into psychoanalysis and stuff. So you could potentially go to Vienna.
So what you're saying is that it's going to be like, all right, Herr Schmidt, tell me what is your problem? Why are you so? And I'm like, the tentacles, everyone is like, you want to bang your mother? Yes, of course.
The tentacles represent the pubic hair of your mother.
And,
Yes.
and for Rupert's character, I know what to do for that.
A tasteful burial, I fucking hope.
There isn't anything to bury.
I think
We're gonna
already
put
buried
the
you.
dust.
We gave you a Viking's fire burial.
No, fucking stuff me.
Dynamato.
Use my taxidermy shit in the basement. Find my corpse, stuff it, put it somewhere. And remember to name the creature the Oberry. That's my legacy.
And with that,
Oh.
we draw a somewhat solemn close to this investigation and to this campaign. And to the investigators that survive, they hope for a brighter future. But now, with the things that they know, can it ever be bright?
But at least none of us died.
Oh, Schmidt. And so, I bid you all adieu, and I'm sure the investigators will as well. And we shall see you in the future, when another threat rears its head. Will these investigators step up to deal with this, or will they take one look at it, see their current state, and go, no, it's good, I think I'll just read the paper.
Well, you know what they say, it's much ado about nothing.
Find out on the next episode of Call
So
of Cthulhu.
I'll catch you guys later, when we once more delve into the world of Call of Cthulhu.
Goodbye, chaps.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.